Many people said that Katharine had never been so beautiful as she was that year. It is possible that as her mother's loveliness began to fade, her own suffered less from the comparison, for her mother had been supreme in her way. But Katharine was a great contrast to her. Katharine had her father's regular features, and his natural healthy pallor, and her eyes were grey like his, but there the resemblance ceased. Where her father's face was hard as a medal engraved in steel, hers was soft and delicate as moulded moonlight. Instead of his even steel-trap mouth, she had lips of that indescribable hue which is only found with dark complexions, not rosy red, nor exactly salmon pink, and yet with something of the colouring of both, and a tone of its own besides. Her black hair made no ringlets on her forehead, and she did not torture it against its nature. It separated into broad natural waves, and she wore it as it chose to grow. She had broad black eyebrows. They made even a meek face look strong, and in strong faces they give a stronger power of expression, and under certain conditions can lend both tenderness and pathos to the eyes they overshadow. In figure, Katharine was tall and strong, well grown, neither slight nor heavy. In this, too, she was like her father, who had been an athlete in his day, and still, at 50 years, was a splendid specimen of manhood, though he was growing thinner and smaller than he had been. His daughter moved like him, deliberately, with that grace which is the result of good proportion and easily applied strength, direct and unconscious of effort. Katharine may, perhaps, have been aware of her advantages in this respect. At all events, she dressed so simply that the colour and material of what she wore never attracted a stranger's eye so soon as her figure and presence. Then he might discover that her frock was of plain grey homespun, exceedingly well made indeed, but quite without superfluity in the way of ornament. Long-limbed, easy, and graceful as a thoroughbred, she entered the white room and stooped down to kiss the old man's pale forehead. His sunken blue eyes looked up at her as his hand sought hers, and she was shocked at the change in his appearance. She sat down, still holding his hand, and leaned back, looking at him. "You've been very ill, uncle Robert," she said softly. "I'm so glad you're better." "Did Routh tell you I was better?" asked the old man, and his gruff, hoarse voice startled Katharine a little. "Not exactly getting well, but well enough to see people," she answered. "That's a good deal, you know." "I should want to see you, even if I were dying," said Robert Lauderdale, pressing her hand with his great fingers. "Thank you, uncle dear. A lover couldn't say it more prettily." She smiled and returned the pressure. "Jack Ralston could, for your ears, my dear." "Ah, Jack, perhaps." A very gentle shadow seemed to descend upon Katharine's face, veiling her heart's thoughts and hiding her real expression, though she did not turn her eyes away from the old man. A short silence followed. "I hear that Jack is doing very well," he said at last. "Jack's a good fellow at heart, Katharine. I think he's forgiven me for what happened last winter. I was angry, you know, and he looked very wild." "He's forgotten all about it, I'm sure. He never speaks of it now. I think he only mentioned it once after it happened, when he explained everything to me. Don't imagine that he bears you any malice. Besides, after all you've done—" "I've done nothing for him, because he won't let me," growled Robert Lauderdale, and a discontented look came into his face. "But I'm glad he's doing well. I'm very glad." "It's slow, of course," said Katharine, thoughtfully. "It will be long before he can hope to be a partner." "Not so long as you think, child. I've been very ill, and I am very ill. I may be dead to-morrow." "Don't talk like that!" "So may I, or anybody, by an accident in the street." "No, no, I'm in earnest. Not that I care much, I think. It's time to be going, and I've had my share, and the share of many others, I'm afraid. Never mind, never mind. We won't talk of it any more.